Welcome to the Rick Helps Real Estate Show. Trying to make sense of this crazy Arizona market, and boy, things got nutty today, huh? Here we go. Strap up, grab your bag of popcorn. Trump proposes a 50-year mortgage, sparking housing debate. Gee, something he said is sparking a debate. 50% of you are going to say this guy's a lunatic. The other half is going to say it's a great idea. But we're going to take a look at the actual numbers because, after all, it is just math. You're looking at a 30-year mortgage versus a 50-year mortgage. Let's take a look at that for a moment. But how serious is this? The FHFA Director Bill Pulte confirmed the possibility on X, writing, "Thanks to President Trump, we are indeed working on the 50-year mortgage, a complete game changer." The White House press conference has yet to comment. So here it comes. Here comes the debates. Away we go. But we're smart. We're going to crunch the numbers. Are you ready? Strap on. You can get an amortization table on the internet pretty easy. I'm going to use the one that's in our MLS system, and it's right here. So I put in $450,000 here for the loan amount, principal balance, interest rate is 6.1, 30 years, and I click View a Report. Right off the bat, it's showing you're going to have a payment of $27.26. You're going to have principal paid with each payment you make of $439. Now, remember that principal amount. This amortizes down to 30 years. By the time you get, the year 2030, now you're paying $566 towards your principal. Then it starts getting higher and higher the further out you get. That's how your house gets paid off. And when you get into later years, 2037, you're paying down $867. You only owe $303,000 versus $450. So that's how the amortization table cooks. But let's put the magic number of 50 in here. What do we get? What kind of difference does this make? View report. Okay, remember I said it was $2,700. Now you're going to save $300 a month. Super. But wait. Your principal payment's only $114. You're saving it on this side. You're losing it on this side. It takes a while for that amount that applies towards principal to start climbing up. Even to get up to the, what did I say, it was $400 a month that we were seeing? You're going to have to go out a few years. So it's going to take longer. Obviously, it's 20 years longer than a 30-year note. You have to do the math for you and see if that works. This might work for investors. Investors might like this. Couple comments on here I want to comment about, and that is that Logan, who's on Housing Wire, and he's an analyst with Housing Wire, he said housing has to balance itself out through showing home price growth and wages increasing as it has for many decades. To add another subsidization to the market just prevents that healing process from occurring, also prevents less equity buildup as well. So I'm not a fan of increasing the amortization. The 30-year fixed is perfectly fine as it is. Now, we're one of the few countries in the world that even has that. Canada doesn't have it, England, Germany. He also added a 50-year mortgage is currently illegal under the current mortgage law, so that would have to change as well. Congress would have to get in there and quickly change the Dodd-Frank Act, which doesn't allow us to change the options that we have. So there you have it. Is a 50-year mortgage for you? Here's what I think. I don't know how it rolls into your particular situation, but overall in the general market, going from a 30-year to 50-year on a $450,000 note only rolls the payment down about $250. I don't think that's going to open the floodgates. I don't think that's going to make one iota of difference in the amount of buyers that we have out there. We might see a slight uptick. I don't think it does anything. If it starts making prices go up, it'll only make prices go up if we have a new flood of buyers. I don't see it. I don't see that tweak from 30 to 50 being enough to say, okay, we've fixed it now. And if it did increase the amount of buyers that are coming into the market because of that new mortgage product, then you could expect prices to start going back up, and that $250 savings that you're seeing goes away. So that's my thought. Leave it alone. We've got bigger fish to fry. And if we look at the Phoenix market here right now, I see that our active listings are finally starting to level out. They're going to come down as we get into the holidays, they're kind of whittle off a little bit. I'm seeing that the average days on market is kind of leveling out at about 86 days. That's considerably higher than what we've been. Let's take a look at 2019, see what it was. 2019 is, what color is that? It's green. So we had 56 days on the market. So we're about 30 days higher than what we were pre-pandemic. If you're a seller, you know that. You're feeling it. Here's the interesting thing here. Here's our annual sales rate. Now notice since end of 2024, I don't want to say the end. Let me see what month this is. This is August of 2024, that we've kind of been gradually going up slightly, not much. August 2024, we had 65,000 sales. We're sitting at 68,000. We peaked at an annual sales rate of 108,000 units right here in June of 2021, but we're starting to go up slightly, not much. I was trying to grab my little red pen there. You can see it's going up slightly. Is this indicating that we kind of reached the bottom in transactions here? Some of the numbers are saying that may be true, and I know that I've had people on my show that have said, yeah, I think July was it. Michael Zuber of One Rental at a Time said, yeah, I think this summer we have seen the bottom as far as the number of transactions. He's not saying the bottom in prices. I'm not saying the bottom in prices, but the number of transactions. It kind of looks like we've bounced a little bit. Not enough to make anything significant, but it also shows up here again under listings under contract, slightly higher, 7,344 versus last year's 6,620. That's not going to shatter the earth, but it's kind of climbing back up. Here's number of price changes per week. They've gone down. And I expect that to be a little bit seasonal because we're getting into Thanksgiving and Christmas. If you're going to change your price, now's the time to do it. Get it lowered because your foot traffic is going to be slower and slower. I don't recommend, you've heard me say it before, don't pull your house off the market for the holidays. If you're already listed, leave it there because you're just going to have a flood of people coming back on and joining you when you relist it in January. You will have accomplished nothing except for missing those few serious buyers that are boots on the ground during the holidays. The Friday after Thanksgiving is one of the busiest open house days we ever have. Whether or not that means that there's more serious buyers then is another story. It's usually, hey, Dad, let's go take a look at the house down the street. That'll be kind of fun. But we do see that the buyers that are out during the holiday season are moving in January because they have to, a job relocation or whatever. So they're serious. There's fewer of them, but they have more intent. So removing your house just takes you off the market entirely. I don't recommend it. That's just my 2 cents. Here's the list price for sale price. You can still see there's a gap, 305 versus the sale price, 298. Again, that's an average. It changes by pricing and zip code. And again, here's our pending listings higher than last year. So there are some indications that things are changing. But the hard part is with this stupid, silly, idiotic government shutdown that we have right now, they're just hard to follow the data. I agree with Pat when he says once this shutdown ends and we start getting jobs data, CPI data, these numbers in the mortgage market are going to start bumping up and down. You're going to see a good day with rates going down, a bad day with rates going up. And it's just going to be, the bond market's going to be trying to interpret this number that's coming at them like drinking out of a fire hose. Instead of drinking out of a fire hose, click on this QR code if you're watching on TV. Use the link below to get your own personalized zip code report. Don't forget to sign up for my newsletter. It comes out every morning at 7 o'clock too. Keep you on top of things. I don't know when this shutdown's going to end. I hope it ends soon. My son flew out today for the East Coast. He said he didn't have any problems. I was a little worried about that, going out for a business trip. He goes, nope, no problem. Got right on the plane. So glad that's happening. If you have any questions, shoot me an email at rick@rickgelbs.com. Let me know what you think about this proposal for a 50-year mortgage. I've got smart people watching this channel. I really want to know what you think. Thanks. Take care. Have a great day.